Hey, what is up, everybody? Welcome to the Bourbon Hang, where it's about the bourbon, but it's more about hanging out with you guys. And I am excited that we are in a new place, a new studio, and we are able to do live streams every week for you guys. This is a new podcast I'm starting. So if you're hearing this on podcast, you can also watch it on our YouTube channel. You can just go search for Whiskey Tornado. You will find it there. Excited to be able to hang out with you guys every week. We got an exciting lineup tonight. We're going to be doing a couple things. One thing I want to do every week on these live streams is just go over some of the comments from my reviews on YouTube and do a tasting for you. So I'm usually going to pick 3 bottles that we taste. For the next month, I'm going to be giving you Whiskey Mash News. That is a whiskey festival that A1 puts on, and that I sponsor, maybe, I guess you say. I don't know. We kind of put it on together. We did it last year. It was a huge success. So we're going to be going over all of the pours. Well, not all the pours, but some really awesome pours for all of you guys that got VIP tickets. There are still VIP tickets available. We'll get into all of that as we go. Let me say hi to a couple people that are jumping on here. Ben, welcome, buddy. Can't wait for the Whiskey Mash info. It's like Christmas morning. I know, man. I'm so excited. Ben, were you there last year? Were you at Whiskey Mash last year? Because I'm telling you, man, the pours, we had about all the pours you could want of Michter's 20 and Heaven Hill 17. It was absolutely fantastic. Dan S says, evening, folks. Gary, what's up, dude? Gary, new home looks awesome. Thanks, man. Yeah, I'm super excited about it. As of tonight, well, as of last night, I guess, we were empty nesters. So I got a kid at the University of Illinois, and my other daughter moved to North Carolina. She got married. So now that's, I always put family time first. And that's why the channel hasn't been super consistent, because family is most important to me. But now that both kids are out of the house, this doing these live streams on Thursday night gives my wife a chance to watch shows that I don't want to watch, and then gives me a chance to hang with you guys. So that's one thing I think, since I started this channel 3 years ago, that's really been missing, is weekly live streams. So I'm so pumped to be able to do that and have the time to do that. It comes at a perfect time. Philip Travis, what's up, dude? Cheers. Jason's in the house. Can't wait. Yeah, Jason, I know, was at Whiskey Mash last year. And Ben missed it. Ben said he missed Whiskey Mash. Man, it was such a good time. I'm glad you're coming this year. I'm going to go over some of these pours for the VIP members, and you aren't going to want to miss it. And the coolest thing about Whiskey Mash is, if you've ever been to Whiskey Fest or Bourbon Fest in Chicago, there's so many people. And this being at A1 in Effingham, and we set the price, there's not a ton of people. Man, you get any pour you want, which is just fantastic, and multiples of it. So, Brian Rasky says, Whiskey Mash Heaven Hill 20 this year, ? Well, I don't know, buddy. I'm going to tell you here in a little bit. Gary Heisler, what's up, man? He said, just got Stagg 22B today. Awesome. We're going to taste it tonight. What we're going to do is I'm going to blind batch 16, batch 22A, and batch 22B. I reviewed 22B, and I didn't give it favorable reviews. It was a fresh crack. I have since tried it a couple times and absolutely loved it. So I try not to do reviews on fresh cracks, because that's what happens. I I got a lot of flack. We're going to go through some of the comments here in a minute, but a lot of people are like, "You're crazy not to like that batch." And after going back to it, I agree with them. I don't know what was going on with my palate that day, but we're going to see where it stacks up tonight. Um, Evan O'Keefe, what's up? Looking good. Cheers. Cheers, buddy. Mike Booth. Mike, are you coming to Whiskey Mash, man? I haven't talked to you in a while and I miss you. I hope you're going to make the trip, but I haven't confirmed with you if you're making it this year. So, oh, yeah. Sorry. Next comment. I'll be there. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yes. Awesome, man. Mike, let me know when you're coming in. If you're coming in a day early, Ed, Brad and Ben are all coming in and they're staying at my house. If you want to come in a day early, come to the house. Let me know, buddy. And let's see. Teo, what's up? Just tuned in. Is that straight Woodinville not finished? Yes, dude. So this to warm up tonight, I'm having this is the latest A1 Woodinville pick. It is about 115 proof. Let's see, it's 115.86, I believe. This one is called Smoking Cigars. I'll show you guys the sticker because it's one of the most epic stickers on the planet. I think you guys can see that. It's beautiful. The wooden bill. You like that wooden bill? They did a great job on the sticker. But what's awesome about this pick is, so I hadn't had Woodinville in a couple years. And when Woodinville came out 3 years ago when I started the channel, I think it was one of the earlier bourbons that I reviewed that that I actually gave like high praises as far as something I thought was going to be promising. So with a lot of smaller distilleries, especially a lot of craft distilleries, I won't necessarily give them my whiskey tornado score. I'll just kind of say whether I think it's promising or not, because I don't want to put down a newer brand that's trying to make it, that's trying to keep up with some of the legacy brands out there. And so Woodinville always had a little bit of craftiness to me, which is, if you guys have followed the channel for any length of time, you know that's just a note that I do not like and I can pick up anytime blind. And so Woodinville was okay, and I thought it was promising, but it wasn't fantastic. Now, fast forward to this pick that A1 just released. Or I don't think there's any left, so I'm not trying to sell you guys anything. If there is, you should pick it up though. But oh my gosh, this is my favorite A1 pick of the year so far. It is fantastic. I absolutely love it. It's much more. I understand why they named it cigar. I can definitely see that. But man, there's a lot of fruit notes in here that I just love. But it's so well balanced. It's got a great balance of sweet, spice, oak. Good long finish. Finish for days. The proof is just perfect for me at 115. Man. So I just wanted to give Woodinville and A1 a shout out, because if you guys are like me and haven't tried Woodinville in a couple years, their stuff is starting to be amazing. It's starting to be what I thought it could be a couple years ago. It's losing that craft note and when I say craft note, for me, that craft note is like fresh cut 2x4s. Like if you threw sawdust from fresh cut 2x4s in your mouth, that's the craft note that just does not sit right with my palate. And if I get it in anything, I'm out. And Woodinville is that their stuff's aging enough where it's gone, and their stuff is just freaking fantastic. So let's see what else. Oh, Mike says he's coming in Friday. All right, bud. Well, we'll see you. We'll see you down in Effingham. But if you can come down, a day early, let me know. Teo says he loves their port finish. Yeah, their port finish stuff is really good. Jason says time to pop mine. Jason, you haven't popped that? Dude, open it, man, and type in here. Let me know what you think. All right. Let's get to some comments here. Hang on just a sec, guys, as I figure this out. So what I thought I would do is we would go through some comments within the last month, and I want to do this every week because it's just a way for me to address comments, good, bad, I don't care, whatever they are. If even if you guys are making fun of me on something, I'm an open book. I have tough skin. I don't care. I will gladly read your comments here every week on the new podcast. So let's see what we've got. Um, well, let's talk. Let's see. Let's talk about this one first because this is a question people ask me all the time. Let me share this screen. And again, if you're listening to this on the podcast, you can find the Bourbon Hang at Whiskey Tornado on YouTube. Let's see here. Okay. There we go. I think that's it. So, System Trend 3194 asked, do you keep a spreadsheet with all of your scores? I'm just wondering if I could see all of your Elijah Craig barrel proof scores. So, to answer your question, I don't. I keep a list of all my scores. This year, as you guys know, with my daughter's wedding and moving a kid into college and moving ourselves, it has been absolutely chaotic. But if you go to whiskeytornado.com, you can see where I ranked everything from last year. There are some reviews from 2023 on there, but not a lot. I need to update the ones I've reviewed. I haven't been as consistent with reviewing this year because of everything. With my wife having cancer and everything with the kids, but that should all be over with now. We should be back on track, consistent basis. So yeah, I do keep track, but you'd have to go to whiskeytornado.com and you can look through the years on there. All right, let's see. Let's stop sharing that. And next comment. Let's see. Let me make sure there's no other comments here. Oh, Teo said, let's go Illini football. Hell yeah, man. I'm excited. I don't know about the quarterback situation. I don't know about our secondary, but I think we're in good hands. Our running game is going to be good. I think it's going to be a great year for Illini football. We're going to the game on September 2nd, and then we've got tickets for the Penn State game. So, all right, let's see. Let's go. My review on Barrel Batch 35. We had a lot of comments on that one. So, pull this first one up here. And don't worry, guys. We're going to get to the whiskey mash stuff here. Okay. All right. Kevin Benzel 8954 says, like the studio, we don't want too many people liking Barrel. Let them buy the Bardstown for $150. And I responded on there, said, very true. Yeah, man. People are still sleeping on Barrel Craft Spirits. I've been saying since batch 27 that people need to start picking that stuff up. And I don't know if it's the price tag or what, but batch 31, 33, 34, 35, all have been fantastic. I just reviewed batch 35. I get it at $80, $90. It's steeper price tag, and you're always a little nervous with Barrel Company or Barrel Craft Spirits because it does have some George Dickel in there. But man, I'm telling you guys, this is why I spend the money so you guys don't waste your money. But if I'm telling you that barrel batch is good, you need to go find it because it competes with a lot of stuff out there. And if you throw it in blinds, it beats so much. And batch 35 was incredible. So I'm gonna have another sip of this Woodinville. What are you guys sipping on tonight? Let's see. There was another comment here from Barrel. Let me pull this one up here. All right, next comment on Barrel. Oh yeah. Swope Eddie wrote Barrels for Hope, the best way to make yourself feel even better while drinking. Great picks. And I responded, sounds like a new shirt. So yeah, that was a great comment. You guys don't know, I think everybody knows here. We started a charity organization, myself, Stuff and Whiskey, Dusty Dan, and a guy named Joe Carter. We're founders of a charity organization called Barrels for Hope. And it's a barrel pick club. We do 6 picks a year. And this year actually did more than 6. We did 7. We did 2 Elijah Craig barrel proofs, Hard Truth, which I can't wait, Maker's Mark Private Select, 4-gate, um, Middle West Pumpernickel Rye, and a Still Austin pick. And all the proceeds, thanks to A1. Huge shout out to Narav and A1, who generously, when I came to Narav with that idea, he generally said, "Yeah, let's do it." And we sold out in memberships in less than a day. And we're going to be able to donate. We're on track to donate at least 40,000 to charity this year. So it's just been an amazing thing that is not possible without Narav and A1. So that's why you guys hear me, praising A1 and Narav. It's because he doesn't shout from the rafters that he's doing all these things for charity and for people. I mean, he gives back money to schools and kids, and I think last year they gave 15,000 in scholarships. Every time somebody in that community, has something bad happen to them, the people and Rusty Water Society and A1 step up big time, put a GoFundMe together, and they just did one for a little girl that died in Effingham in a tragic accident, and in one night raised $5,000. So all those guys in Rusty Water Society, just amazing human beings. And Narav's at the top of that, and I just don't think he gets enough credit for all he does. So big shout out to him. If you guys are in Effingham, man, go support his store because he does a lot for charity. So let's see. Let me see what's on here. Philip Travis says, barrel sits all over shelves in Kentucky. Haven't picked up 35, but plan on it. You will not be sorry, man. I mean, I haven't watched too many other reviews, but the reviews I've seen, I think everybody's in agreement with me that it's really, really good. Mike, I'll see what I can do to get down there a day earlier. All right, buddy. Let me know, man. Let me know. We're gonna sit here in the new whiskey room and drink bourbon, and it's gonna be a blast. Oh, look at this guy. Jeffrey Wax in the house. What's up, buddy? Love the new room. Thanks, man. Jeffrey's in Barrels for Hope. And if you guys haven't checked out their channel, you need to go do so. Jeff and Kelsey and Darrell, just awesome, awesome human beings. I love those guys. They're so good, and they do a lot of content, a lot of really, really good content. Jason, never had one. You've never had Barrel Craft Spirits, man? Yeah, 35. 35 is fantastic. 34 was really good too. All right. Let's go to some more comments here. So this next one, let me see here. So this is something important. I don't want to preach to you guys. So bear with me while I go over this comment. So because it's important, and I love you guys, and I want you here for a long time. So this comment, I can't remember where this was at, but Jimmy John Pizzas wrote, "Great news. This is something not talked about enough on WhiskeyTube." And I replied, "I need to shoot a video on the topic, but I don't want to come off like someone's parent or sound like I'm preaching. It's important though." So this was about my blood work numbers. So I don't know how many of you guys know this, but I am a personal trainer. You would never know by the size of my cheeks, but I'm a personal trainer and corrective exercise specialist. So I work with a lot of people who come off of injuries or, working with a chiropractor or physical therapist. And I have a few trainers that work for me also. We're appointment only based, but we just help people get in shape. We work with people from the age of 8 to, I think my oldest clients are 92. So we work with everybody. But as a health professional, it is very strange for me to also love whiskey. But early on in my career, fitness was a conduit to relationships, and whiskey has been that same conduit to great relationships. And I just love it. And that's why we call this the Bourbon Hang. The bourbon is nice, but it's hanging with you guys, getting to know you guys, talking to you guys, shooting the shit. That's the stuff that's great. And we can't do that if we're not taking care of ourselves. So I just wanted to remind you guys that, I know a lot of people hate doing this, but get your blood work checked. A year ago, when I was doing lots of reviews, I had two numbers in my blood work that were getting a little high with my liver enzymes. So I just cut back and started, having a few pours on Friday and Saturday night instead of, Friday, Saturday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I just cut back a little bit. And last time I got my numbers checked, everything was perfect. All my liver enzymes were perfect. My blood pressure, my cholesterol was like 158, I think. Everything that they could possibly check was right in line. And had I not got my blood work checked every year, I may not have known that. So I don't want to preach to you guys. I just want to, put out a healthy reminder there that if you don't get your blood work checked, you guys should do that, especially since we love bourbon so much and we like to have a good time. So that's all. That's all I will say about that. But I don't want to come off like I'm preaching to you guys. So let's see. Jason replied, tried Nurov's pick. I think the 10-year-old, it was good. Good, man. Edward Young, what's up, dude? Pretty sure you poured me a barrel Vantage finished in French and toasted American oak last year at MASH. Was lucky to grab a bottle, one of my favorites. Hell yeah, dude. That was a great bottle. Yep. I remember that actually. We were pouring that a lot because that was new last year. So Jason with the mashing drums in the house. What's up? He said, there's Lance. Yeah, I know, man. Yeah, weekly live streams now, Jason. So one thing that's been missing from the channel, and I will be weekly now since we're empty nesters. So, and I don't know if you saw, I did get your message and replied to it, but I'm sorry. Yesterday I was moving my daughter into the dorms, so super busy. But I replied to you. Jeff Whack, Lance, I went from 250 to 160, been hanging on 170 for a bit now, drinking barrel proof whiskey all the time. After all that work, getting healthier is on my mind quite a bit. Yep. Yeah, man, most of us are middle-aged guys with kids and wives, and it's important to also take care of our bodies. So, I'm not perfect by any means. I'm certainly not walking around shredded at 8% body fat. But as long as my blood work checks out and I'm working out 3 to 5 days a week and moderating my intake, I think I'm good. So, let's see. Jeff said, would love to hear that honesty and reminder. Yeah, man. Jason, no worries. We'll do it another week. Yeah, man. Let me know, dude. My life's finally calmed down. So, I'm pretty much available whenever now. When we're not doing barrels for hope picks and stuff, but my life is so much better right now. It's so much calmer. All right, let's get to these Stagg Jr. comments, and then I'm gonna reveal the whiskey mash pours that we've got coming out. But let's get to these Stagg comments because let's see. All right. So I don't even remember what they are. Let's see. Okay, this first one. Oh yeah. This guy at s.beasley8926 was pushing back on my review. So he said, not sure what you had in your bottle, but mine had the best Stagg Jr. I've tasted in 4 years. Absolutely delicious. To me, Stagg Jr. lost their way with batches 15 through 17. I still strongly disagree with that. I'm a fat kid at heart, and batch 15 was like strawberry candy. It was one of my favorite, might be my favorite batch. I understand I'm in the minority there, but batch 15, you don't like batch 15. Maybe you just don't like it as sweet. Batch 19, 22B, was the multi-layered flavor profile of batch 12 through 13. Now, batch 12 I did love. My viewpoint may be off due to the fact I was gifted with a bottle of Stagg 22B. LOL. Seriously, my bottle has some incredible, delicious juice. After my first taste, I had to look to make sure I wasn't drinking George T. Stagg. Just that good. So thanks for the comment, dude. I appreciate the honesty and like don't feel like you're off. If you disagree with me, like, a lot of times you guys should disagree with me, palates are not the same. So I never take offense if you guys, if I review a bourbon or whiskey and you guys had a totally different experience, that's fine. Um, Honestly, my guess is tonight that 22B wins this flight. Because I have went back to it and that's why, like I said at the beginning of the podcast, I don't like reviewing whiskeys on fresh cracks, and I did because I was excited to get that bottle. And I've went back to it and absolutely loved it. So I don't disagree. So let's get to the second Stagg comment here. And it is so Philip Overstreet replied to my Stagg review, "You're crazy." And I said, "I've been called worse." And then he said, "Here's to the crazy ones." So yeah, I don't like I said, I can take it. I've got tough skin. But yeah, we're gonna do a tasting here in a minute, so it'll be fun. Jason wrote, I like batch 15 a lot. Got a couple backups. Yeah, batch 15 is good. I got one bottle left that's unopened back there. I thought about opening it and throwing it in this blind, but I got to save that one for a special occasion, man, because it just hits my fat kid palate just right. Um, so, all right. That was all the comments. Let's get into Whiskey Mash news. How about that? Let's see. Let me click off this. All right, Whiskey Mash news. Couple of things. So, with your tickets, guys, this year, it's going to be same as last year in that you get a shirt, a Glen, food is included. If you guys went last year, there are lots of food trucks, swag. I mean, I came away with tons of stuff from all the vendors last year. You're also going to get 20% off of every 2 store picks if you're going to Whiskey Mash. So let's talk about the pours that the VIPs are going to get. First, George T. Stagg. And if you guys had last year's bottle, it was amazing. One of my favorite pours I've ever had. So I'm excited that's going to be there. Eagle Rare 17, William LaRue Weller, Thomas Handy, Pappy 10, 12, and 15. All the Wellers, including CYPB, Elmer T. Lee, Rock Hill Farms, Charter Oak, Blanton's Gold. We've got E.H. Taylor Rye, E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof, E.H. Taylor Single Barrel. There's, I think, a lot more Buffalo Trace products, but those were all from the Buffalo Trace. We've got from Heaven Hill, we've got Heaven Hill 17, which I absolutely loved. We're going to have Heaven Hill 20 there. So if you haven't had Heaven Hill 20, there's your opportunity. And like I said, guys, last year, with the amount of people that were there, Michter's 20. I mean, I had several pours of Michter's 20 last year. Several pours of Heaven Hill 17. Heaven Hill 17 was my favorite thing I tasted last year. Old Fitz 19. If you haven't had Old Fitz 19, good Lord, that's going to be there. Joseph Magnus Cigar Blend, Jack Daniels Coy Hill, the new Jack Daniels 10 and Jack Daniels 12 will be there. Old Forester Birthday Bourbon, Four Roses LE, and many, many more. So hope you guys are excited about that because that is going to be incredible. And we will be going live from A1 that night. Probably have last year we had Rusty talking about Barrel Craft Spirits. We also had Brian Smith with Hard Truth on the live stream from Whiskey Mash. And I'm pretty sure either Brian or Chris, maybe both of them, will be at Whiskey Mash this year. So that'll be exciting. Let's see. Jason said Heaven Hill 17 was great, man. I wish I had a bottle of that. I really do. That was good stuff. Ray Warren, what's up, dude? Holy smokes, this year's list is fire. Hell yeah, it is, dude. Tell me any other whiskey festival that you guys can go to and get all of those pours. And if you're there and you have VIP tickets, you're going to get all those pours. So, most of the most of the whiskey festivals I've been to, you wait in line, even if you're VIP, and they open the doors, and it's just a mad dash to whatever booth you can get to, and hope you're one of 30 people that get in line and can get a pour. Um, that's not how our whiskey festival has been, at least not to date. So, you know what I need to do is put a link in. I need to put the link for you guys if you don't have tickets and you want tickets. I think there are still some tickets available. So, um, shoot, hang on just a second, guys. Um, let me get this link for you. I think most of the people on here have already got tickets, so it's not that big of a deal. But okay, here we go. I'm gonna put this in the comments for you guys. Oh man, that was I don't know if that's gonna work. We're gonna see. That was a long link. Oh yeah, that's bad. That's probably not gonna work. Damn it. Let's see. Sorry about that, guys. Let's try this. Let's try this. I don't know. Let me know if that link works, guys. Sorry. I don't know if that's gonna work or not. Trent says, so excited for my first whiskey mash. Oh yeah, dude. I'm glad you're coming. Come say hey. You're gonna have tons of good pours, man. Daniel says, sticking to Bush Light at Whiskey Mash. Hey man, whatever you like, dude. Last year Ben had a cold, and he didn't drink anything. Oh man, that Woodinville pick is so good. Jason says, worth every penny. Gary Heisler, just wish it was closer. Yeah, man. Next year you'll have to just shoot. I got a guy, one of our patron members is coming in from Florida for this. So it's exciting, man. I love it. So much fun. Oh, okay. Ray, thanks, buddy. Thanks. Ray said the link works. Sorry, it just looks weird. From my end, it doesn't look like you can click on it. Edward Young says, gonna be a blast. Man, last year was so much fun. So much fun. I was working a lot. I was trying to shoot video and set up for the live stream, and I'm gonna do the same this year, but something fun on the live stream and have some people who want to stop by and hop on the live stream, guest pours and that kind of stuff. That might be fun. Thanks, Roger. Appreciate it. All right, guys, you ready to get into the tasting? Let's get into this. I'm interested to see how the George T. Stagg tasting goes here. I mean, Stagg Jr. Sorry. I got whiskey mash on my mind, calling it George T. Stagg. All right. So what we've got here, guys, is put this down. So what we've got three bottles here. First one labeled A is 22A. So Stagg Junior 22A right there, and we've got a little A tag on it. B, I must have labeled this. This must be 22B. B is 22B. I'm sure you guys cannot see that, but I don't want you to think I'm cheating. I honestly, excuse me, I honestly don't care what wins. And C, this is the one that's a little more further down, is this is batch 16, 139 or 130.9 proof on the on this Stagg Junior. So, and then we've got them in these little glasses. And on the bottom of each glass, I can't see, is A, B, C. So I've mixed them up, and I have no idea what any of them are. So we'll just taste these, and as I taste through them, if you guys have questions, comments, let me know what you're drinking. Keep the chat going. We'll do this tasting, and we'll see which Stagg Junior is the best here, and see how these new batches line up with one of the old ones. So, God, I love Stagg Junior, man. It is so good. Jason said, Woodinville, Nulu, Starlight picks are all good. Yeah, for sure. As you can see right back here, I've got a bunch of A1 Nulu picks, man. They're really good. All right. Glass one. I don't know if it's A, B, or C, so we're just gonna call it glass one. Smells like Stagg. Oh man. So good. So what I'm gonna do is taste these. We'll go glass one, two, three. I'm gonna take a little break and go back three, two, one. So yeah, if you guys are in the chat and you're in Rusty Water Society or near A1 and you've got any of their picks this year, what's your favorite A1 pick this year? So, you know, that first glass was very characteristic Stagg, which just had a little bit of bitterness on the back end that I didn't like, but had all the kind of cherry cola notes that I've grown to love. Sorry, guys, I'm just writing some notes here. Okay. Glass two. Ooh, glass two is nice. Glass two, really rich, really well rounded. Similar characteristics to glass one, but it didn't have that bitterness that glass one had. This was darker, richer. I really like glass two. Wasn't as sharp either. Glass one was pretty sharp. Peter B's in the house. Just got in, starting with a Russell's 10. Man, can't go wrong there, dude. Cannot go wrong there. Daniel says, Nulu toasted rye A1 pick is fire. I was on that pick. It is fire. It's really good. Sometimes with the Nulu toasted stuff, at least the picks I've been on and picks I've bought, I bought a Red Liquors Nulu toasted rye pick that I absolutely hate, and it's got this Sharpie note that I sometimes get in toasted or double oaked things. And I don't know if that's just me and my palate, but I have this Red Liquors pick. I'll give it to somebody. I can't drink it. It just tastes like a Sharpie. I don't like it. And some of the picks when we were down at Nulu, some of the barrels they brought out had that note, and we passed on them. The pick that we did for A1 does not have those notes, and it's fantastic. All right. Let's see if in the first pass any of these really stand out. Glass three. Man. Woo. Glass three. Very similar to glass two. Boy. And the finish is longer on glass three. Man, glass three had all the richness and darkness of glass two, but a longer finish. Glass two was a little bit more rounded. Glass one was the sharpest of all three. All really good. Oh yeah, Daniel. I might be coming down to A1 this weekend, and I've heard the new Whistle Pig pick they did is insane. And I'm not crazy about Whistle Pig, but I've heard so much good stuff about it. If you guys say it's good, I know it's good. So I might have to grab a bottle of that this weekend. Than is in the house. What's up, dude? Drinking a little Nulu Ambarana bourbon. What's your guys' thoughts on Ambarana finished stuff? I think I'm in the minority in that. To me, man, Ambarana, the first time I had it, I hated it. It tasted like cinnamon cat piss to me. It was like had this like ammonia kind of quality, very cinnamon tasty. Um, and now I just brought some to my daughter's wedding in North Carolina, and my uncle, I had him taste it because A1 did a Nulu Ambarana bourbon that I actually like, and it's not as strong, and I gave it to my uncle. And his thought, and he's not a big bourbon drinker, but he said, "Oh my god, this smells like, horse and mane." And if you guys know, if you've been around horses at all, horse and mane is like this fly spray that you spray on horses. And now that he said that, any Amburana finished product that I get smells and tastes like horse and mane smells. It's like fly spray, basically. So bizarre. Um, but some people absolutely go crazy over Amburana finished. I don't get it. I've got to be in the mood for it. I think around Christmas time, that's something I would really like. But for like a summer pour, it's just not for me. I've had a lot of the Starlight ones, and the first fill, second fill, even third fill, I'm not crazy about, but the fourth fill I start to like. So I just need something that's just got just a touch of that. But to me, it's just too much, but some people love it, man. And there's no wrong answer. Dan said, "Need Illinois to change shipping rules." Yeah, dude, I know. It's shipping alcohol is a mess. Okay, Jason, Woodinville smoking cigar showing online in stock at the Fayette store. So yeah, man, that bottle's so good. So, Jason, have you, oh, he said it's also showing on Highway 33. So either A1 store that Woodinville pick is in. So, all right, I'm gonna go glass 3 now. Man, they all have that cherry cola quality that I love in Stagg. Um, the crazy thing is when I reviewed 22B, I said in my review that I didn't feel like it had it. I felt like it was a little more nutty, which was really unusual for Stagg Junior. That's not the case. That review, man, don't listen to my review on 22B because all 3 of these are pretty good. So, all right, let's see. Oh, Daniel says, hate that finish. Yeah, man. Amberana is just too funky for me. But I'm kind of drifting away more and more towards a lot of these finishing things. Just like good old distilled grain aged in bourbon barrels, man. Mm. Yeah, glass 2, that darkness, that richness, the roundedness of it is really, now I'm getting a longer finish on 2 than I was 3. Right now I like glass 2 better than glass 3. I thought I was going to like 3 better, but coming back the other direction, glass 2 is hitting me just right. That's really, really good. Glass 2 is nice. Than says, I have a Starlight and it's just too sweet. You're talking about, you're talking about the Amberana? I could see that. Philip Travis said he has a Starlight and it's a mood pour for sure. Yeah, man. I think so. I think I could now I will say I've brought Amberana to some bottle shares, and it is definitely a love it or hate it bourbon. Um I took it to Ed's house in Indiana. If you guys know our Patreon member that's often on a lot of our live streams, Ed Sturgar. And Ed and Brad absolutely loved that bottle. And that night we were drinking it, I really liked it. So um let's see. Steve Holen, what's up, man? What's up, Lance? Agree on Amberana. Redline Elements was nice around holidays. Let me go to glass 1 here. These have been sitting out too, guys. I poured these at the start of the live stream. So glass 1 is just a little too bitey, a little too sharp. It feels like the highest proof. But I do not like it as much as glass 2 and 3. So glass 1, I am eliminating. I don't like it as much. Feels like the highest proof. So we'll just reveal what glass 1 is right now since I don't like it as much as 2 and 3. So it is B. Glass 1 is B. So I think that's 22B, guys. Right? B, B, B. B. B is 130 proof, and that is 22B. So 22B, my last place. Hey, maybe I'm standing by my initial review where I didn't think it was as good as everyone else reviewing it. Um, it feels the sharpest, it feels the bitiest, and it's not that it's bad. I just thought that I didn't like it as much as previous batches. I'm really surprised. I thought glass 2 or 3 was going to be 22B. So we know we've got batch 16 in here and we've got 22A in here. We're just seeing which one wins. But 22B out of these is my least favorite. Jason, yes, I poured it. As I am finishing the pour, it's getting better. Love the finish. Jason, are you talking about the Woodinville pick? Brian said, "Are we having a meetup this year, the Friday before Whiskey Mash?" Yeah, dude, let's do it. I haven't scheduled anything yet, but yeah, last year we got reservations at Firefly. Well, we did a bottle share at the hotel, which was epic. I mean, it was an epic bottle pour. We had like Bardstown Discovery 2, King of Kentucky, uh, Jason Kreiner brought some amazing bottles. It was ridiculous, and, then we went and had an amazing dinner at Firefly. It was a good time, man. So, yeah, we'll do that Friday. I'll be sure to make reservations. I'll check in our Patreon, who all wants to meet up, and, we'll make reservations, but that sounds good. Jason asks, "Is Brad's coming?" Yep, Brad is coming. He's coming, I think Thursday. Ed is coming and Ben's coming. Mike Booth is coming. Yeah, we have a lot of guys coming in for this, so it's going to be so much fun, man. Gary Heisler says 15 is my favorite. Oh yeah, me too, man. I love 15. I have one bottle left and it's unopened, so I got to save that for a special pour. So let's decide here between glass 2 and 3. Oh man, glass 2 is just it doesn't fight you as much. It's really well rounded. The finish on glass 2 is flavor. It doesn't feel like it's proof. You can feel like almost like pop rocks on your tongue. It's not squeezing your chest. It's just really viscous, really oily. I really like what's in glass 2. And I will say, if you guys didn't see, well, I just got 22A, and I have not done an actual review on that. So I will do a review on that. None of these will be in contention for Bourbon of the Year because I only put in bottles that I found on the shelf and bought close to MSRP in our Bourbon of the Year running. I've been a long time proponent of, I figure, what's the purpose of telling you guys George T. Stagg is our Bourbon of the Year when nobody can get George T. Stagg or William LaRue Weller? It's just you guys know those are good, so I don't need to tell you that you need to find those if you can. So I just don't put them in my Bourbon of the Year running. So glass 3. Glass 3. Only thing that's killing me about glass 3 is just a hair more bitter than glass 2. But man, they're close. But I think I've got to give it to glass 2. I think I'm going to give it to glass 2 as the winner of this George T. Stagg flight. So, glass. Well, I'll just reveal the winner. What the heck? There's only we're going between 2 here. So the winner is glass C. I think you guys can see that. And glass C was George T. Stagg or George Stagg. I'm sorry, Stagg Jr. batch 16. I didn't think I liked the new batches of Stagg Jr. as much. And man, that just confirms it. Now, I will say this bottle has been open longer. Okay, so we'll give it that. The bottle has been open longer. It's lower. So maybe the additional air and time has made those notes a little rounded, but it's very obvious on the palate that that batch 16 is much more well-rounded. It's not as bitter. It's not fighting you back with the proof. It's not punchy and really sharp. It's just better than these recent batches of Stagg. So now I get to stand by it because I did it in a blind. So you guys can give me all the crap you want in the comments, but I'm sticking to that. For my palate, these latest batches of Stagg Junior are not as good. Now, everyone on WhiskeyTube disagrees with me, so is what it is. Let's see. Oh, Jason said he's enjoying the Woodinville. Dude, that Woodinville gets better and better the longer it's open too, man. Trey Ryan's in the house. I'm finally here. Better late than never. What's up, dude? Welcome, man. Jeff Bannister's in the house. What's up, Nightingale? I love that guy. Trey, what did you miss? Well, you missed a lot, dude. We did comments at the beginning. So every week now, since the kids are out of the house, we're empty nesters now. This is going to be a weekly live stream every Thursday called the Bourbon Hang. It's going to be on podcast stations or whatever you call them. I don't know. I'm too old to know. And if you're listening to this on podcast, again, you can see the video version. Just search Whiskey Tornado on YouTube and you'll find it. So we're doing these every Thursday night at 8. The only nights we might not do it is when we have something for Barrels for Hope, because we usually have our live stream once a month, and then we have our board meeting once a month. So I may not have it on those nights, but I might. We'll see. Talked about Whiskey Mash. Everything coming up on Whiskey Mash, which is September. God dang, I should know this. Guys, type in the comments what weekend's Whiskey Mash. I have it on my calendar, but I can't remember. But Whiskey Mash is coming up. I think it's September 9th, I think. We talked about all the pours that are going to be at Whiskey Mash. Incredible pours. Everything from George T. Stagg, William LaRue Weller, Heaven Hill 17, Heaven Hill 20, Old Forester Birthday Bourbon. Yeah, Brian says the 9th. Thanks, guys. Jason said the 9th. Yeah, September 9th. We're going to have tons of vendors there, food trucks. We're working on getting shuttle service, I believe. So it's going to be as great as it was last year. If you guys were at last year's, it was amazing. And then we just did the George T. Stagg or Junior. I keep calling George T. Stagg the Stagg Junior flight, and we did 22A, 22B, the two most recent batches against batch 16. Now, in my reviews, I've said that I don't think I liked the latest batches of Stagg Jr. as much as earlier batches. I got a lot of crap for that in the comment section. So I thought, what the heck, we'll blind them tonight and see what I really think blind. To me, the newest batches came off sharper, a little more bitter. They've got all the flavor notes the Stagg Jr. has. There's nothing wrong with them. They're fantastic. When you're not A/B comparing them, I don't think you'll notice. But to me, batch 16, which wasn't even one of my favorite batches, was heads and shoulders above 22A and B. It was just more rounded, and asterisks on this bottle is more down. So I've had this bottle open a lot longer than these other two, which could account for some of the bitterness. But that's what it is. Trey says, I got an uncracked 22A. Hear people bashing it. Oh, really? Okay. Well, man, when I reviewed 22B and it was, it was okay to me. And I got blasted for not saying it was the greatest thing released this year. And I just put that behind 22A. I like 22A a little bit better than 22B in this blind. But again, neither one of them were close to batch 16. Brian says, shuttle service would be huge. I had to bum a ride with Diaz's last year to drive my junk ass to my hotel. Yeah, man. We definitely need that. There was a lot of people getting shuttled everywhere last year. Kevin says, I've only had the pleasure of having batch 17. I enjoyed it, but I don't know anything else Stagg Jr. Yeah. So Kevin, when we're reviewing these and we're comparing batch to batch, we are splitting hairs. That's the one thing you have to keep in mind. Like if someone poured me any of these, I would not be blasting them. It'd be fine. It'd be a great bourbon. Stagg Junior is one of my favorites. It's not something though, as I get more into bourbon, I don't go for these 130 proof bourbons much anymore. It's not something I sit down and enjoy as much as say something in that even down to 100 proof to 115 proof. That's my sweet spot. Really, 107 to 115 is what I love. That Woodinville pick at 115, it just hits me just right, man. It is fantastic. So the more I get into my bourbon journey, and I'm sure that'll change. In 3 months, I might be back to drinking more 130 proof stuff. That's the thing. Your bourbon journey is a roller coaster. You're gonna go through and love high proof stuff, love lower proof stuff, love finished stuff, not hate finished stuff. You're probably gonna be all over the place, just like everybody else. And something that you don't like today, you might love in 3 months when you come back to it. And Stagg Junior has always been one of my favorites, but it's not something I sit down with a lot. I don't just pour a glass of Stagg Junior because it's gonna kick me in the nuts and toss me around the room. So, I don't just sit down with those very often. So again, we're splitting hairs. There's none of these are bad. They're all fantastic, but when you're tasting and you're A/B comparing, batch 16 to me stands out above 22A and 22B. It had a great finish, but it was more rounded, um, had some deeper, richer notes, but all had the same DNA that, brown sugar, cherry cola notes that you love in Stagg Junior is there through all of these. Just when you A/B compare, it's a little bitter. So, or the 22A and 22B, just a little bitter for me. You guys might taste it and think I'm crazy. So, um, always when you guys are watching anybody review whiskey, just use it as a guide and, see if it's something you want to chase down or buy a pour of in a bar. Like Stagg Junior is so hard to come by. Um, I review hard to come by bourbons so that you guys know what to chase in a bar if you want. Obviously, not everybody's going to be able to buy a Stagg Junior. So, um, that's why we review them. Trey says, everything I heard was they don't live up to the Stagg hype that's expected. I don't know that I'd say that. Where was, let's see, 22A. I think this is A. Let me taste again. I mean, I think that's crazy. It's what are you talking? 5% difference? I'm not saying you're crazy, Trey. I'm saying people that say that I think are crazy. It lives up to the Stagg Junior hype. You can't tell me that if you put 22A in a blind with 5 other Stagg Juniors, that somebody's gonna be able to pick out 22A every time and say, "This doesn't live up to the hype." Not a chance. Not a chance. It's good. It's just when you're A/B comparing, I don't think it held up to batch 16. But you buy that and you're gonna be happy. You guys see that for $100, I might even go 125 the way bourbon is today, I would still buy it. Jason, I got a Southern Illinois pick 139.4 proof, but haven't tried it. That's getting up there, dude. That is getting up there. Um, Somebody said that some of the latest Stagg Junior batches are approaching George T. Stagg status. I've had people tell me that all the time, and I've done several blinds, and I've even have some on the channel from back in the day that I did Stagg Junior against George T. Stagg, and in blinds, I picked George T. Stagg out every single time. When you're comparing Stagg Junior to George T. Stagg in a blind, the youth comes out in Stagg Junior. If you're not A/B comparing, not so much. But if you're A/B comparing, it's not a contest. George T. Stagg is just richer, darker. It has a lot more tobacco notes in it than Stagg Junior batches do. It's just not even close. You guys want to test me? Bring it to Whiskey Mash and give me George T. Stagg and Stagg Junior, and I bet I can tell which one's George T. Stagg. Just poured a batch 14 since you're talking about Stag so much. I don't remember 14. I know I loved 15 and 16's really good. Daniel said, personally, I enjoy Elijah Craig Barrel Proof over Stagg Jr. all day, but that's my preference. Yeah, I think for the most part, yeah, I think I'm with you on that, Daniel. For my palate, if I have both of those and I'm choosing on a nightly pour, I'm going Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. Plus, I have so many that I know which batches I absolutely love, and some of those Elijah Craig Barrel Proof get down to that range I really love, like that. I think I have some Elijah Craig Barrel Proofs back there at 118. The founder's pick for Barrels for Hope was at 118 proof, and I absolutely loved it. These Stagg Junior batches, man, what are they? 130, like 16's 130.9, 22A is 132.2, um, 22B is 130. It's up there, man. I have to be in the mood. I have to be in a mood to drink that. Um, and I have to have had several pours before it. So Trey's busting his balls. I love it. I also prefer bush lattes over most things. uh, all right, guys. Let's see. Let's see here. All right, let's wrap this up. So every Thursday night, guys, we're gonna try to keep these at about an hour. So I think that's I mean, most people don't have an hour to shoot the shit during the week, but we're gonna do probably an hour on these live streams, but it'll be every Thursday night, 8 p.m. Central Time. We might have some more news for you for Whiskey Mash next week, so tune back in. I don't know what the tasting will be next week, but this was fun, man. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hopefully, as the weeks go, this grows. But we had, more people than I thought were going to be here tonight, so that's fantastic. I hope you guys enjoyed the Bourbon Hang. Like I said, it's the bourbon's great, but it's really about hanging with you guys, talking bourbon. We'll have some guests on. We're gonna have Brian Smith from Hard Truth on. They've got a couple. I saw two new releases. They're sending me the is it High Road? Shoot, I might be whatever their new release is, which is like $40. And we tried it when we did our Barrels for Hope pick down there, and it's fantastic. Hard Truth, man. They are crushing it. They're doing some amazing things for the age statements on those bottles. But the new stuff is at a lower proof, great price point, packed full of flavor. I think most people are going to absolutely love it. And then they're doing the first celebrity whiskey pick that I'm actually excited for. Not because it's is it John Mellencamp? I think it is. Shoot, I should have looked that up before I start talking about it. But if it's got Hard Truth's name on it, man, I know it's going to be fantastic. So I'm excited to have Brian on to talk about that. That'll be in a few weeks probably. If nothing else, we'll definitely sit down with him at Whiskey Mash during the live stream during Whiskey Mash. So yeah, let's see. Hope you guys had a great night. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you're excited for Whiskey Mash. It's going to be a great time. If you want the link, scroll up. It's in the comments. Again, if you're on podcast, you can go to YouTube, just search Whiskey Tornado, and it's on there. Love you guys very much, and we will talk to you next week. Cheers, bitches.